Okay, I'd like to call the regular Board of Selectmen meeting for Tuesday, August 19th, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall to order at 7 p.m. In attendance tonight, we have Selectman Rizza, O'Brien, Asquar, Concadello, and Borbeau, and Town Manager David Porter. David, I have none. Oh, excuse me, we'll do the minutes first, then we'll talk about additions. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes for August 5th, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of August 5th, 2025.
Do I have a second?
Oh,
John? John raised his hand so quickly, we'll go with that. Any discussion?
You just have one on page 4.
Page 4.
Under number 14, adjournment. There's will no further business meeting. Should be with will no further business meeting. Thank you. Otherwise, perfect. Thank you, Tracy.
Anything else? Those in favor of accepting the August 5th, 2025 regular meeting minutes with that one minor change, say aye.
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 Same. Okay, so all five. Thank you. David, do you have any additions?
Yes, I would like to, or I would ask you to add, a brief, discussion regarding, planning and engineering for North Main Street.
Okay. I'll make a motion to add a discussion of planning and engineering for North Main Street. Do I have a second?
I'll second that one.
Joe, thank you. Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Right, and we will make that, the very first for new business.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have an agenda item too.
Okay,
We'd like to have a discussion about the signage of the traffic enforcement cameras.
okay. So you're making that motion?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Sure.
Joe, okay.
Enforcement, did you say?
No signs.
The signage of the traffic
Signage.
enforcement cameras.
So that was Betty and Joe. Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Alright, and we'll put that, since we discussed this cameras before, we can make that old business?
Sure.
We'll make it new business.
Here is old business.
See.
Number 8, unfinished business. You could make it 18.
Down there.
Okay.
All right,
We haven't discussed signage.
We haven't discussed the signage, so we'll go
I
back.
think it's new business. Signage, it's new business.
This could go either way.
Well, it could go sooner that way. That's, no, all I'm thinking is it can go sooner that way.
Go 5C.
Thank you. Thank you, Deb.
Anything else? Okay, we go to the public comments section of our meeting. Members of the Marlborough community are invited to share their thoughts with the Board of Selectmen. Speakers must provide their name and address. Please limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes, and note that the board will not engage in dialogue with the public. Answer is ours.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ann. You're first.
Oh, we being called on. Yes, it's like going to school. I have to read it because
Right.
I get anxious.
Want to give your address, please?
Yes, 333 Jones Hollow Road.
Thank you.
I am addressing this board tonight with a concern that a current Board of Selectmen member has chosen to run for a seat on the Board of Education while retaining a seat on the Board of Selectmen and 3 other boards. Neither the Ethics Committee nor the Charter addresses any potential for conflict of interest that may arise when a board member has or seeks election to seats on more than one board or commission that could have significant impact on the other. The only exception specifically to avoid conflict of interest is that no one on the Board of Finance can hold a seat on another board. Recognizing we have no rule against this, it's wrong. It's wrong because the fact that you can doesn't mean that you should. It's not right to sit on 2 boards if either board has the potential for financial decision-making that affects the other board. There's a myriad of potential conflicts of interest or ethical considerations caused by such action. Currently, the biggest of these are major renovations in discussion now for the elementary school. The current projection is upwards of $40 million in renovations, and we are still in the process of paying the renovations from 20 years ago. Both the Board of Education and the Board of Selectmen have significant fiduciary influence and responsibilities over this enormous project. The Board of Selectmen's responsibility is to the town, which may be inclusive of bonding. It may be inclusive of school building support such as town maintenance, or even of some consulting or other contractual issues. Such responsibility should simply not be in the same hands as the financial responsibility for the school board. Some may say it's a matter of trust or a role that can be handled by recusal from certain discussions or votes. It's not adequate or appropriate to request trust or to offer the potential of recusal. The citizens of Marlborough have been begging for transparency, not wanting trust. The potential for refusal is not a requirement for refusal. In a small town, it's truly hard to avoid unintentional conflicts of interest. However, to put oneself purposely into a position of the appearance of conflict by seeking concurrent membership on two critical boards should be avoided at all costs for any candidate wishing to gain a position of public trust. It demonstrates good judgment, and it could become a major campaign as you could say about it. I would like that comment to be part of tonight's minutes or record.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else with comments?
Thank you.
Ross?
Yes, Rockland Chowski, 11 South Buckford. I'm gonna bring up a topic that we haven't discussed, probably not in here. And that was the, I'll use the term, decimation of some of the property next to the cemetery on West Road. From what I understand, that is not one of the choices of our current cell tower. So what I'm suggesting is that the town speak with the state. I'm sure they have a Department of Forestry, Department of Agriculture or something. How that can be repopulated. Because right now it's strict. And it's down to the trees are beautiful, they're trying to shade, whatever. Let's try to bring it back. I understand it's not going to be overnight. I understand it's not going to be the next year or two, but if they can provide us with some good advice, we can plant some nice trees there to bring it back to maybe where it was, or somewhat similar. That's all I got.
Anyone else? Robin?
So,
Give your address.
I'm sorry, Robin Grandpa, 82 North Main Street. I've lived on North Main Street for 40 years and I love this town. The feeling about this town, unlike the town surrounding us, is its warmth and its connectedness and people truly knowing and caring about each other. I agree the speeding needs to stop on North Main Street, but what's happened with the cameras and the speed enforcement does not feel like it aligns with our town. It feels harsh, it feels really punitive, and I think it's too extreme. I'm a psychologist. The goal would be to mold behavior. So so I had friends that came over 2 weeks ago. I'm horrified. I did not remember to warn them, and they each got, because they came in separate cars, they each got $65 tickets. So what I'm recommending is we have a problem, but address it slowly and mold behavior. So the first goal is there needs to be large signage, ideally with some lights on it. The ideal would be on each side, like it used to, until like I think they removed it, your speed would show up. So if you're spaced out, I'm coming home from work, I'm thinking about something immediately, I go, ooh, I'm going 35 or I'm going 40, and you slow down. And then there'd be a large sign way ahead of the cameras where you're gonna get a ticket that says to people, slow down, speed enforcement, high fines, so that people have a choice to slow down and help with behavior. 40 years I've gone up and down that road and haven't thought about it. And the other thing is these fines are too high. To start with $65 to like a friend and family, I'm like embarrassed. And people come into Sadler's the first time in the Marlboro Barn and try to enjoy our town and they go home and get a $65 ticket a week later. I think that's horrifying to me coming from our town. So the other thing I'd recommend is the fine needs to be lower. So first of all, everyone should have one warning. And this is not fair to me because a bunch of people got online new to appeal and they didn't pay their ticket. My husband, Mr. Goodoobie, just paid his ticket. So all those other people got a ride. Everyone should have a one-time ride, is my opinion. You should return everyone's money, the first $65. Then the other thing is, why the hell is it $65 and $90? That's really harsh. There's people in this town, if their kids are speeding in something, this could be a problem. So get people shaped, but start at a much lower amount and then go up. Or after 4 tickets or 6 tickets, then start going into high numbers. So my recommendation is big signs, a light, and then the flashing what your speed limit is to get people remembering and behaving themselves and slowing down. And then try to be a little less punitive with the high number of tickets. But again, especially people out of town, we need to warn them. It's only fair. And I don't want our town to have a bad reputation like that. So I totally support people slowing down and being in the speed limit, but we got to slowly mold behavior, in my opinion, a much kinder, more community feeling kind of way than what's going on. And I don't think it's fair that some people's tickets have been reneged. I think everybody should be given their money back for the first ticket with a letter stamp. We're going to give you a warning. And the next time you're going to get this kind of ticket, and then and this is going to happen. And I'd like to ask you to lower it, like $25 tickets, $20 tickets, and after 4 or 6, then it goes up. It just feels way too harsh and punitive. Thank you.
Thank you. Judy?
Yes, Judy Kelly, on Hemlock Drive. I wanted to address the Board of Education candidate for the Republicans. We have somebody that's running who happens to be a board select person. Louise Concadello, she is running for the Board of Education while sitting on the board of selecting seat. The charter does not state that she cannot do that. She went to a caucus. We asked multiple people if they would like to come to the caucus to run on the Board of Education seat. We didn't get a great turnout that wanted to do that. Louise wanted to step up. The Republicans chose her as our candidate. Now I understand there's some confusion. I think this is where the Charter Revision Committee needs to be recommitted so that they can do an addendum to the existing charter, since there seems to be some areas of gray that need to be addressed. From what I understand, Betty, you did speak to Louise and you kindly offered to find a replacement for the Republican candidate, Louise, for the Board of Education. Well, I think you meant well. It's not ethical for you to even talk about finding a replacement for the Republican candidate. 1, the caucus happened, we selected her. 2, the petition time is over. She's our candidate. We cannot replace her. We did due diligence. People are having a hard time running for things, being appointed for things. The time is very valuable. People have outside commitments they're trying to do. When we have somebody that's willing to do something and they're a good candidate, we're going to run them. We're going to ask them to be appointed. So we ask you to really take it seriously when we ask that somebody be either appointed or we try to run somebody, because we've gone out, we've looked for the people. People, like I said, they're afraid to run, especially with what's been going on lately with the appointments. They're gun shy. They don't want to come. They don't want to put their name forward because they don't want months and months of not being appointed. And if they run, they're worried about social media bashing them. We have to give the Democrats, the Republicans, and the unaffiliated credit for going to these boards or running for something, because it's not easy. You're giving up the time that you're not paid for. And also you're putting yourself out there for ridicule at times. I mean, you've seen everybody across the board has seen bad comments made about them and their family or why they're doing something. We need to put an end to it and do Marlboro first. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the room? Seeing none, we'll go on to new business. First order of new business is to approve the lease agreement for the new pumper truck for the fire department.
Well, the first thing was the.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, yes, you're right, I didn't put it on my agenda. Let me see you, girl.
He's coming.
Okay,
You're off the road, I'll put the other one in.
you're just thinking here the vote, right?
There. As you, the board knows, we were awarded a $2.4 million, point nine, I can't remember the exact number. Lots of grant for the reconstruction of North Main Street from this crosswalk outside Town Hall. Just shy of Pettingill Road, I would say. So we are going to start design because
David, do you have one?
I do in my email, so it's okay.
No, what's
Don't you
that?
want paper?
So,
Fair enough.
I'm in the book, I can get one. You don't need to.
We have enough.
You got,
Oh, okay, if you have enough, that's fine, but you don't.
Thank you.
so in this budget, 25-26, $100,000 been appropriated to do the design work. Lots of, we do design, we take it as all the make construction. So part of traffic calming North Main Street, this is your opportunity to do something from this intersection to Pettingill Road. We can increase our costs in this grant up to 30%. So don't be shy. They're going to give us more money for traffic. So there's some options to look at. So, as a town engineer, do a couple of things quickly. Town hall. Sadler's Restaurant. Right now, we have 30 feet of, 28 to 30 feet of pavement, curb to curb. What we can do, and here's the crosswalk that's right out here, put a 3 foot to 4 foot center island raised. Narrow the lanes down to 10 feet, 2 foot shoulders. So this is a visual that will make people slow down because they're gonna narrow down and skip width. No plow can go right down the edge of it, you just open it up for driveway cross. So we could do that from there down to Sadler's. This is the crosswalk at Sadler's, at the pump station. Up over there. So we would end the center island right before that, and then we would taper this lane from 30 feet, 28 feet down to 23 feet. So this yellow right here is just tapering it down. When we get the Hall Trail, we're at 23 feet wide. Today, we're at 28 feet wide. But we're looking to take 5 feet of asphalt off the road. Narrow the lane 10 feet. 1.5 foot shoulder, 23 feet. Again, you're gonna narrow the road by 5 feet of pavement. What it does as well, this is old cider mill. So any walk that crosses the road, we're gonna stamp just like we stamp the, we'll fix the other one. Hall Trail. Hillside, there's no, yeah, Hillside. What it allows us to do is lengthen the road, take off the slope coming down, especially at Lafayette. With this movement, right now, everybody who experienced Lafayette knows you come down to the bottom, what are you gonna do? You look right into a wall, you look left into a wall. Then you inch your way out and look left again.
This will carry us past the walls. So you will be able to have 2 or 3 feet past the wall to be able to have open sight line. And then we continue coming down to O'Shea. And then we have to taper back out by Pettingill to the wider lane going down the road. And as we do further phases, we can narrow the road because we're gonna apply for additional grants as we go down the road. We're gonna improve all the drainage as well. This is just for the traffic calming part. This is an option we can look at. Want to keep the road width wide. Bicycle lanes, we could fit a bicycle lane from here about the Hall Trail, but once you get on the curve and into the beach area, it just doesn't fit. We have to widen the road and get into the shoulders. We have the right of way to do the work. You could look at, if we didn't get short lanes, you can put bump outs in front of the crosswalk. Little islands. We definitely put rapid flashing beacon at the first crosswalk coming this way. So you'd have one at Pettingill. You'd have one at Hillside. We extend the sidewalk at Lafayette into Hillside, so people aren't in the road, they can get into the sidewalk before the crosswalk, so they're not standing in the travel way as well. So. Yeah. You know, the island, yeah, the island can be flat and just stamped like a crosswalk. There's many options here in the cultural world. You can stone it that way. You could put culture stone look in it. We don't want to put grass in it because we're not going to, it's hard to maintain. It's not going to look good. So we can put any design on the top, maintenance free. This is something for you to consider. Just look at the road. You know, I'm gonna come back to you in 2 weeks. Any comments you have, any other suggestions, but this narrows the road width of between 3 and 5 feet of pavement. Allows us to move the drainage out. Because we're gonna have to do something with the drainage anyway, because they're sunken between Hillside and Pettingill, they're 2 feet deep, 2 feet off the shoulder. So this just lends itself. We're holding this to the lake side because that's where the sidewalk is. So, you know, we don't want to disturb anything on that side of the road. So we're shifting the lanes towards the lake, creating more grass on the west side.
Well, Peter, then you know other places that have done this and the result has been that it's automatically naturally slowed down traffic?
It's a traffic calming matter. Yes, it's visually, people are going to slow down. It's going to slow them down. How much?
But I'm just saying they've done it other places where they said this is held true, this is fact.
I mean, we have, you know, we did a traffic count in 2022, just doing now. They both show there's about 3,500 cars a day in both directions coming through here. The mean speed going down the hill is 33 miles an hour. The mean speed coming up the hill is 32 miles an hour.
Well, you have to step on your brake to go 33 miles an hour going down the
And
hill.
85th percentile, which is what you traffic designed for, is 38 miles an hour coming up the hill, 40 miles an hour coming down.
Uh-huh.
So this will definitely narrow. It could be a visual. So it improves the driveways and the roads coming in from the west side.
So let me just clarify with you. This one is raised.
Yeah.
And this one's flat.
Just flat, just like that.
Is that what you're suggesting?
No, raised.
You're, how high is it gonna be?
Public
raised?
work may not like it, but
Peter, to that point about public works and plowing, could we achieve a similar traffic calming objective? Instead of putting an island in the middle, could we just narrow the road and make the space between the sidewalk and the curb larger? So there's more separation between the sidewalk and traffic and also more space for
we
a
narrow
tow
this
shop.
road, we can narrow this road.
It just seems like then you have less impermeable surface, less runoff, more space for snow, and then you don't need an island down the side.
However you want to do it, island is just one option, like, so we just throw an option out there.
How
They don't have to
high,
be continuous islands, they don't have to be any,
how high, in this picture, how high is this?
that's gonna be 4 to 6 inches.
So like this?
Enough that you'd notice.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm
You
thinking of
notice it when you hit it.
people hitting it.
No, they're just striped. The yellow stripe. There's no warning that it's there.
Mhm.
No, it's just like one of the options that is out there.
Mhm.
Um. Again, think about it over the next couple of weeks. You wanna narrow everything down to 23 feet, you can do that.
No, I just want to make a comment as we're thinking about this. Once again, I go to Glastonbury all the time. And on those, and you know this, and on those roundabouts, they look like they're high, but they're flat.
Yeah.
And what you notice about the cars is the cars visually see it as high and they go around, including myself, obviously. So I'm just, that visual effect is there. So just a comment.
Again, we can do a combination of narrowing, you can have, you know, have continuous island, there's just a lot of options, just think about it. I just put the engineer on hold for a week. We're ready to go, I mean, we're trying to, you know. Disrupt this in 26, we can't in the summer, fall of 26, so just
Answered my question.
that's the goal, it's not.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to what that.
There's no, the grant timeline is the issue, it's just you either get constructed in the summer or you wait till the next.
Very good question.
All right.
We've had conversation in the past that the existing pavement is directly where it belongs, the meanders to the left, meanders to the left. Is the existing pavement in the center of the 20-foot setback that we have today, or the existing?
No,
Or-
it's because on this road, this is the old state highway, we have a 66-foot right of way.
That's where, okay,
So the road skews more towards the lake. But there's still,
you're still the same with.
from the sidewalk at Hall Park, from the sidewalk, we own to the sand.
We all, that's what I thought.
That's town property. All that
Yeah.
grass is the right of
Okay, are we cutting, is any of that going to be compromised in this
way.
project?
No, because we're holding the lakeside, we're not touching the lakeside.
Okay.
Whatever, the only thing we're doing on the lakeside, Joe, is at 102,
Yeah,
there's a hole in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
We're gonna move the sidewalk and get out of the hole.
okay. And across the street from here, where the yellow house is, that's staying, right?
Yep.
We're not going into that wall or into that.
No, that hole, and again, if we reduce the lane here, we'll just move it in and have a grass strip of some sort
Okay.
outside the sidewalk.
Thank you.
The only thing we have to, well,
Go ahead.
US mail, have stuff, we did it,
Yeah.
mailbox.
But that's your head.
But Peter, you're just adding, David's suggestion. We ought to think about that too, so.
No, I'm saying, there's everything's on the table.
Okay,
This was just to show a combination of, you know, here's the center island option, here's a narrowing of the lane option, just see what they look like.
okay, thank you.
And again, there, you know, we don't wanna put, you know, you've already discussed, you don't want speed tables, you don't want speed humps. You know, some places, you know, they rough up the asphalt, so your tires,
Mhm.
you know,
This,
I don't think it's something.
these prints that we have in front of us, were these from the state of Connecticut, or did we have these wrong? Who,
Our engineer group,
our engineer? Okay, did he give us a bill for these, you know?
it's in our $100,000.
Okay, I'll just word, so our design cost on this project is approximately what?
$100,000.
$100,000 for the design of this.
Yeah, for a $3 million construction project.
Okay.
It's always, no,
No,
taxpayer dollar.
Here, I have one question. How about a bike lane?
If you did a bike lane, you need 30 feet of pavement to do a true bike lane, because they're 5 feet on each side. 10-foot lanes. So we'd have to do some widen, by the lake, we could do it, but we'd have to widen the road.
And you
Was it
can't do it down by the curb, so you don't have enough.
Wait, right away, we get into that hill,
Yeah, that's the problem.
we'd be building walls.
Right, exactly.
But no, we looked at the bike lane design. One thing thought is, you know, this plan shows 1.5 shoulders, you can make it 2 feet. You know, make bicycle a little comfortable at 6 inches. You know, so we can, you know, nothing's set in stone, just show you a couple different options. For your next meeting, we'll come back and talk about the one. If you have any other questions.
Thank you. Are you doing the pumper truck before?
Businesses in that area.
No, I'm doing that. Intersections.
Oh, okay.
Well, so.
The microphone's in here, but they can't.
Okay, we have, to approve the lease agreement. for the new pumper truck for the fire department. If you're gonna walk it through what. It's long enough. It's very long in detail. Long.
Oh, the lease agreement? Of course, I mean, it's a legal contract.
Oh.
It has been reviewed by the town attorney. And has also been reviewed by our financial advisor. We evaluated different options, including a short-term bank loan. And our financial advisor advises one, that given the current market conditions, she thought this interest rate was very good. And that leasing it in this manner would result in, would be better when we go and bond for a bigger project, as opposed to having a small non-lease loan hanging out there.
I got a question, Dave.
Yeah.
At the end of, this is a lease. And at the end of the lease, we have paid how much, what was the final dollar amount?
It is on one of these pages, let me find it for you.
I think I saw it on the end.
If that's the two that James said.
Yep,
Yeah.
which is page 15 of 43 of your packet.
Next one, okay.
I do.
And so you're right that it is a lease, but it is a lease to buy. So it's basically a loan. When you make your last lease payment, the truck is yours.
That's right. And that's exactly where I'm going with the question. In other words, the lease or the person does not take possession of the vehicle when we are done paying all these payments. It is our vehicle. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
It's not like a car lease where you lease it and when it's over in 3 years, he takes it and all you've done is pay the lease and you have nothing.
It is much more like a car loan,
Like the-
where when you're done paying, the
Thank
car is yours.
Thank you.
So the principal is 368,000. The interest is about 76,500.
Okay.
Now, who has to sign all this? I think I have to sign the last page.
You have to sign the last page, and there are about 15 places I have
You
to
have to
sign
sign.
it after you approve it.
Okay. Do you have a master copy that needs signing? Because I'll do that in your office. Because Lauren has to sign too, I think.
Last page, one starts with you.
Since I think Lauren is left for the day, perhaps we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll stop in.
Okay.
Sign. Now, do we need to approve this with a motion?
Yes. Because when we submit this, we also have to submit a copy of the minutes showing that you made a motion and voted to approve.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve the master equipment lease purchase agreement for the fire truck new pumper truck for the fire department.
We had one more sentence to authorize David sign, please.
And to authorize David Porter, our town manager, to sign.
And you as chairman,
I'll be his chair. And Lauren Griffin as
the town clerk, yes. Did you get all that?
Three of us that have to sign. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Please. Any other discussion? Those in favor?
I,
Aye. Thank you. Okay, Betty? Your addition to the agenda?
Oh, my, oh, that's okay. To
Yeah.
do with the signage?
Yes.
Yes, I want to probably.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we
Nice agenda, I've got it right here.
send it.
We have a little resolution to support
Right.
Queen Centennial or 250th anniversary of the signing of Declaration of Independence. I think everybody has heard by now that there's America 250, which is being celebrated hopefully throughout the country next year, although things are starting now to celebrate our nation's birthday. This is a resolution. All the whereases, basically saying that Marlboro is going to take part, and we're proud to do so. What's happening, for those of you that aren't aware, is there is a group, the EDC. I had given this them back when I heard about this about a year and a half ago, to start coordinating some activities. They're supposedly putting together a committee. Well, China's kind of marching along to come up with some ideas of what we can do to celebrate as a town. Where, when, will it be a one day, will it be over several days, will it be, what activities can we have? So this is a proclamation basically that says that we're going to do this. So as I have to sign this, I'm going to make a motion that we accept this proclamation. Do I have a second? Betty? Any discussion? We'll be involved at some point.
Do we have to put any money towards this?
Well, the money situation, again, it's in the EDC's hands. I'm not sure, since I haven't heard much about the planning yet, what kind of money is involved. Is there going to be fundraising to take care of that? I'm waiting to hear.
Since there's a cost involved, should that be somehow in the motion? Let's say they come up with an astronomical number and we're in a tight budget period.
We'll just ask you for it.
Pardon?
We'll just ask you to do it.
So,
Oh.
so. So this proclamation is very broad. It's just a kind of general support for the 250th anniversary. The town could either do something very modest and comparatively inexpensive in support, or they could fundraise and go all out.
Okay.
This proclamation does not distinguish.
This isn't gonna be the bicentennial that we had in 2003. No.
Probably
With the
not.
fireworks over the lake. We'll have to wait.
I don't know, that was pretty good.
It was pretty.
It was good.
It took 4 years.
Yeah. All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Who was the second, Betty? Rex? Okay. Any other discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We'll sign this and wherever. Yes.
Because Lauren has to apply the town seal to it.
Oh.
So we'll do both.
Now, Betty.
Okay, yeah. I appreciate that Robin came and talked about her concerns to you with the enforcement, the enforcement cameras. My problem is, and I know from Lee from Glastonbury, he came to go to the cameras and got a ticket because they had no knowledge. So, and they paid it, with no question, and the person did say, it's the person in my life I've ever had a ticket, but anyway. What I did is I said, I need to pay more attention to the signs. So number one, as people come off the highway, they're going 70 miles an hour. If they slow down, they come off and they're onto that ramp. The signage we have coming from the highway is the 30 miles an hour with a little sign underneath that says monitoring or something. And then you go a little, and it's in black and white. If I were coming off that highway and knew nothing about this, I would have no reason even to pay any attention to it. It's part of what's always there. I think we are entrapping people with the way the signage is. I don't think that we need bells and whistles, but I think we need to have signs that clearly are probably in a different color that are there and it's a warning ahead of time. We absolutely do. They are being, I mean, what the rest of you feel? I think they're being.
When this was first proposed, I had asked that on the flats, before you start coming up the hill at the bottom of Park Road, that there be a sign there warning people that cameras were going to be used.
Well, you need it when you come off the highway where that 30 miles an hour is, where the sign for the speed is there. We need to, well, the point, this is my point. My opinion is that we need to do better signage and we need to do it right away.
So is it more signs, larger signs,
Better
colorful signs?
well, let me just say-
What unpack better for me?
Well, let me just say this, 30 miles an hour with underneath it saying monitored or something like that.
Well,
Whatever
go
it
in
says.
first.
That's nothing. And if I were driving on that road every single day, I wouldn't even notice that. And I think that's what's happening from people out of town. These are who I'm really talking about. And we don't want to feel like we're entrapping people who are coming to town to go to our businesses. And that's really, in my opinion, what's happening. It wasn't our intent. We just didn't think about it. But now what we do know, and from what I'm from listening to people, a lot of them who are saying, this is not our intent. Our intent was not to make money. Our intent was to slow the traffic down.
And we have.
And we have, that's absolutely, but I'm just saying, have we done it fairly? Obviously, we didn't mean to punish, that's not the goal. Oh, no, well, a fine is a punishment, and that is the goal, to get them to slow down, and it is working. Listen, I love the fact that they're going to speed, but I think what we need to do prior to that 30 miles an hour, and maybe Peter's the sign person to talk about, it has to be something that's by itself and is clear, and doesn't have to be 10 by 10, nothing like that. Maybe even a different color, something that clearly says, hey, this is a warning. You're coming into something different that wasn't here before. And I'm not even sure on this side what we need to do, but I think we need to look at it. We need to look at it right away.
So, I will consult with Jim Grossman. He knows a lot about signage. He's very, very knowledgeable. We might be somewhat limited with respect to colors because on signs, it's actually very closely regulated. Like you can't have red signs unless it's a stop sign, right? And so there are certain colors that you just can't
Well, I
use.
guess
So
what I'm saying is, how do the rest of you feel? I'm saying what I feel, but I'm thinking we need to do something, and I'm looking to you to say, find out what we can do and what would be the best thing to do, if the rest of you agree with what I'm saying. What do
Do
you
it,
think?
just do it.
would you like larger signs and more of them? I mean, the current signage was selected to comply with state law. That's kind of the minimum requirement, right? But if you want more, we can exceed that minimum
We
requirement.
need
So if
something
you want
different.
them,
We need something different. It just blends right in. This gentleman from Glastonbury, this law-abiding citizen who's never gotten a ticket, came and who's going to Sadler's for lunch, never saw those signs because he's always come this way and gone to lunch. And they're just kind of one more sign that's, there. So I don't know. I would like somebody who does signs, who does things. I know we're putting these cameras. I support the cameras. I support it. I support the signs. That's fine with me too. I don't want them to have 4 warnings at $20 a piece. I don't support that. I mean, what can I say? But I think we need to do something. So if there's some expert in the best way to get people's attention to really for the purpose of not entrapping them, but to notify them, guess what? We got something new here and you need to pay attention.
Dave, I got a question. What have we collected in fines so far, the dollar amount?
as of maybe a week ago, I haven't checked in the last few days, but so far we've collected probably $26,000.
So is it possible with terms and conditions that we could use some of that money to re-sign the roads so we don't go into the budget?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so we could take the fine money, re-sign it.
Traffic control.
Yeah.
For traffic.
Okay, crafty. Okay, just do it, please.
Okay.
What if we have Jim give a couple of suggestions about size and color? To take a quick look at.
We could, although, if it's all right with you, since Jim is very, very knowledgeable about this.
Okay.
Why don't I just talk with him, and then instead of coming back in 2 weeks, we just go ahead and order it and do it.
Do it. Just do it.
If that's the direction.
I say do it as soon as
Just
possible.
to-
As long as the state won't, say that you can't do that.
Of course, and that's why.
That's a biggie.
It is, but Jim knows those rules very well.
Okay, I'm good with that. The rest of
They're
you,
not gonna be purple.
everybody else good with it?
Yeah.
Whatever you said.
Take care of it.
That's exactly, just do the right thing.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah.
employee resignations and new hires. I don't believe we have any. Excuse me. Boards, commissions, resignation, appointments, and reappointments. We did have one resignation letter in our packet from Kendra Monstream. Since she's moved out of town, she is resigning from the park and rec commission. Betty, I'll turn it over to you.
We have an application from Petty Golf, and Petty is on the Council on Aging, she's an alternate. Colleen quit, resigned, I shouldn't say quit. Colleen Kaplan resigned from as a full member of the Council on Aging. What she is asking to be moved up to the full seat.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Good.
Okay, I noticed that in my packet, that, application is not in our package.
It was there
But,
before,
okay,
a couple of weeks ago,
Okay.
a month ago.
but because she is an alternate,
Mhm.
did we decide amongst us that the application does not have to be refiled to move up, or could an alternate be moved automatically to a regular position?
I thought we said no.
She did apply.
Okay,
What we're trying to do is not recopy these each and every time, we just hold on to them.
correct.
And we did say that if they want to move from an alternate to a full position,
Full.
they need to fill out an application.
They need to fill, I thought we went the opposite direction.
Yeah, it was back in June when we had a person.
I
That
thought
they,
we talked about it last week or so.
okay,
We're trying to keep it a little simple.
No, I like to keep it simple.
Okay, so we're saying
So
for
we
the
go,
alternates who want to go to full.
Yeah.
They
Because
just
of-
give us the application, which she did.
No, that's to be well, that's just to be a commission on aging. We appointed her as an alternate.
Right,
Okay. Now she wants to be appointed as a full member.
right,
So we're not gonna ask her to do another application.
right.
Would you want her to do
No,
that?
no, we want to,
Okay, so
especially on this.
that's a
committee.
new kind of policy you can do.
and we have the right amount of time in between.
Yes,
I'm not sure, because I have, my notes are July 25th, it went in the paper, Commission on Aging.
I thought
It
I thought
was-
we checked the time on this one.
I have it here.
On the notes even on the notes you gave me, I thought we said that we were ready. You're not ready now?
No, I just wrote down here,
Okay,
she was an alternate on June 3rd,
we
25.
can wait till the next meeting, doesn't matter. We'll put it aside, that's fine.
So in the newspaper, it went July 25th.
All right, I thought we
So
talked
August
about this when
25th, which will be next
when
week,
we talked.
but she may have to wait.
That's fine. And I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference at all. Okay, that's fine. And all we'll do is delay announcing this so we can fill the alternate position.
Yes,
We've got
the
30
other,
days.
the other
Point is,
person.
Now what we're doing, and this is thanks to Debbie, we're following the charter. Because the charter says you have to, and we haven't followed it in the past until Debbie happened to notice it. The goal is to alert the public to these openings. So we're
But it
gonna,
doesn't say in the charter that it has to be done in the newspaper.
no, it's what we agreed.
No, but we agreed to give
We
everyone
agreed.
in town an opportunity to know that there are vacancies if they were interested,
That's,
instead of just a few people that attend a board meeting.
that's
It's
what
the
we
right
agreed
thing
at
to
our
do.
meeting. So what we're doing is we're putting it in the paper, we're putting it in the livery, we're doing all these things to notify the public.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll do this one, the next time we meet, then that will go into the paper and then the alternate, that's what we're doing. So it's taken a longer time for people to get in, so, but that's
Well,
okay,
yeah, I would
that's
say
fine.
that.
Gives time for the public to know if they want to,
So
and we know,
you have another one?
Oh, we have one more. I have Jamie Schmiedel. And Jamie was on Nature Trails. She is requesting to be appointed to the Board of Education. Now, I want to explain something. Back in November, one of the things that was required by our charter, and back in November, what we as a board did, were concerned about attendance. So what I did, because that was part of the role I took, going through all the boards and commissions with attendance, I gave papers out to show attendance to everybody who had attended and who hadn't. What I did in some cases where there was an attendance problem, I contacted the board, the chair of that board, and said, maybe you could talk to them, see if there's a problem. Do they still want to serve, et cetera? Because I'm not sure whether people realize when people on boards and commissions, in order for that position to open up, the person needs to resign. So we need a resignation from somebody, otherwise the position doesn't open up. And you can ask somebody to resign, but if they choose not to, they can stay until the end of their term. We cannot force them out of their position that we appointed them to. So keeping that in mind, what happened with Jamie, attendance was a problem. She didn't attend. I, way back, probably 6 months ago, maybe longer than that, I forget, because like I said, this was one of the January ones. I called her I left a message on her phone. I emailed her. I couldn't get a response. I stopped by her house, but nobody was home, so that didn't work. Peter sent a letter to Jamie, with a letter explaining to her we needed her resignation in order to open this position up on Nature Trails. you also put the form there that she just had to, sign, send into the envelope and came back. We did not, we didn't get it back. So my feeling is this is me speaking for myself. I can't, support somebody when our charter clearly says, if you haven't attended, attendance is a mandatory requirement on our page 47. The charter was really concerned about attendance. And this is what we've done.
Okay,
With
okay,
others.
we got the hint here. We got the.
Okay, so I'm just saying that.
May I say something?
Sure.
Okay, I know Jamie. Okay, I'm on Nature Trust. And, for over 20 years. She has 3 young children, 3 young boys. They're very adorable. Kindergarten, the one, and now is going into 1st grade. So she's got 3 boys, twins, and the other boy. And at 7 o'clock at night, it's difficult to try to put your boys to bed and then come over to the meeting. But she did attend. We did Nature Trails, trail cleaning on Sundays. She was always there with her whole family, the 3 boys and her husband, and she would help us clean the trails. And we do that on Sundays, usually once a month. And she would always attend. She said, I wish I could make the meetings, but 7 o'clock, it's, dinner 7, at 6 o'clock, bath and that. But I would love to have my husband stay with the boys, but they're a handful. As we all know, if you have a couple children at that age at home, it's time, after dinner is hard. So she, she's sorry she couldn't come to our meetings, but she did help us out on Sundays, which you don't know that because we do that. That's what
I'm
we
sure.
do.
Hey, listen, I think
And she's a wonderful mom. She's very involved in the school because her boys are there.
I'm
She's
sure
on the
you're right.
PTO and everything else. She's a wonderful lady, and I would definitely endorse her for this.
All I
She
can,
will be great. She would not like to run for office because it gets kind of brutal. People are kind of mean in this town when it comes to people running for office. I don't know why people have to be mean. That's something we shouldn't be doing to each other. But this woman is wonderful, and I think she would be a great asset to the Board of Education.
please, I'm not gonna disagree with you at all. I'm
I
sure.
hope not.
May I just interject here for a moment?
What?
Not now. I'm just asking a question. If 7 o'clock meetings are difficult for her, what's gonna be different when she's on the board of ed?
Well, at 6:30, and you can Zoom if you have to. There's no Zooming on Nature Trails. There's no Zooming. Okay? Not like here, you can Zoom in if you wanted to. So that's a big difference.
But if it's bath time, going to bedtime, I
Yeah.
just have a hard time figuring out how. we have-
Figure it out. They're older now, But she's been on Nature Trails for maybe 3 years, and they were little.
Year and a half.
They were little. Huh?
She's still on Nature Trails. You haven't.
No, she's on.
Look, well, we haven't gotten the
You don't need it. The term ended.
When her term ends, she's
It
on.
did
You're right,
end.
you're right, you're right. Louise, please.
Yes.
So
Why are you picking on the Republicans all the time?
Louise,
We're
you-
not doing RSD.
don't do that. Please don't do that. The charter, clearly, the people who were on the charter, including you, felt this was an issue. When we first came on, Deb, you can attribute this with the new charter. We had a list of getting people to assign that they were going to attend. Attendance was an issue they were concerned about, and they are right. So all I can say is I'm following the charter.
It's fine.
That's it. And
But she did come on Sundays.
Oh.
She came on Sundays and did maintenance day.
I think it's wonderful that she.
And she has volunteered to come and join the Board of Ed, and I think she'd be a great asset. And if it doesn't work out for her, she can always resign, because people do resign. And her term, she applied for the position on July 5th. Carrie Barella's position is what she's filling. Carrie resigned on June 14th, went into the newspaper on June 27th, and this 30 days was July 27th. Here today is August 19th. So she should, I would like to make a motion to, appoint her to the, Board of Education.
Make a motion.
I did. I made a motion.
Okay, each second.
I will second, it, sure. But may I ask one question?
Sure.
First, if that's okay. Did she contribute when she was with,
Nature Trail.
Nature Trails?
Yes, very much so.
And she didn't make the meetings, but she did contribute.
Yes.
Okay.
She did a couple of things for us. We were doing, what's it called? Charcoal pieces of
Mhm.
stuff that, and she did a little thing for us. that we have in our booklet,
Mhm.
that we have in our nature trails, master plan. And she did contribute. She
Okay, she-
contributed to our
she
plan.
contributed.
You were on nature trails a long time ago, in 2006, remember?
I remember.
Right, you made the motion, I seconded it.
Is there any other discussion?
Discussion?
I'm sorry, maybe I made the motion too soon, but you can still discuss
Yeah.
it now.
Okay, and I'll call the vote. Those in favor of Jamie's legal, raise your hand.
Yeah,
Those opposed? Okay, I just have a, I'll give the reason why. I mean, I just have a,
okay, next item.
I have a problem with, I have just have a problem with it.
Okay,
No one else tonight?
No, next week,
Those are my.
we're gonna come back again. Yeah,
And did you get the other one for the zoning alternate position?
that's the next time.
Oh, it's gonna be next week now? Next-
Yeah,
next meeting?
we and I talked on the phone, it's gonna be the next time we meet, yeah, we did this on the phone.
Because, I'm just gonna say real quickly, it was a zoning alternate position. And,
There's one that we didn't get, we haven't gotten the application for.
yes, you did.
Well, I don't have it.
I don't know where it went.
Well, then we need to find it, and we need it in the next packet. If it were in this packet, we would have done it tonight. But it wasn't in the packet, Louise. So we need it in the packet. That's the only way we can address it. It's gotta be in the packet. It's gotta be up there for everybody to see. There was no other application on the packet this week.
we've had this packet problem before, and not
Very,
just,
very,
and not just this one here. What can we do to make it better? What do you think?
I think.
Could I suggest, so
Okay, David, go ahead.
I think that, I can have, Gail produce a very small spreadsheet, just a
she
table.
did today. She did one.
Okay, we'll start including that in the packet so that, you know, it shows the name, or it shows the position, when the vacancy was advertised, so you can always know, has it been 30 days or not? And then we can put the list of the names of the people who have applied. Even if their applications are not in this particular packet, or it may have been in a previous one,
Right.
but you can have the roster of applicants.
So, and I just want to be clear, I have nothing to do with what goes in the packet. All I do is take the papers that are in the packet and address them, just so you know.
So the application gets filled out, brought over to Lauren. Lauren stamps it, and after that goes where? To you?
She usually
Gail?
gives it to Gail,
Yes?
and then Gail scans it and puts it in an electronic folder of materials that we use to make the packet.
This paper trail, I call a follower, if that's the problem. When does the follower start? Does it start with when the person comes in with the application and gives it to a warrant? And the trailer is attached to the application,
Yes. It is attached to the packet.
or to the packet,
Yes.
I should say. Okay,
Yeah, because they block out some information.
Yeah.
You block out information, personal information before it goes into the packet. That's right, yeah.
Just email address and phone number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just, yeah, personal information that should be.
Right.
Redacted.
see if we can do a better job on that, that's
Okay.
all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, unfinished business. We have a discussion of the safety and functionality of the Route 66 Main Street intersection. We had a presentation by Peter. David and I talked about Marlboro Day as a perfect opportunity to make those two options available for people at our table. So they can see, and we can explain them. Maybe even do a quick, if I have to choose between A and B, I'd choose A. B as a quick little check off. Peter, would you give us the update on, or at least the explanation about what the two options are for 66 and the main streets?
So, at the last meeting, DOT is in the process of redesigning the signalization at this intersection. In process. on hold, they're actually working
But it is early,
early in the game,
it just started.
just start. We had Prague before all this, do traffic analysis, as we talked at the last meeting. There's queuing problems at peak traffic hours at all four lengths of the intersection, going back to the intersection with the exit ramp, past Independence Drive, past this building, and past the big wide driveway. The current traffic signal is maximum. There's no improving it by making any changes in the timing to the intersection. The only way you're gonna move traffic is add lanes. So one progress model, well, that their model shows it's 5-leg intersection. There's 5 lanes on each intersection. There's dedicated turning lanes, straight lanes. So that would widen the pavement out to about 60-foot wide width. The alternative to ask DOT to look at all this is to say to the DOT, as you're doing your re-signalization project, you can at least consider this as an option. All you're asking. The longer you wait, the less you're gonna get a chance to ask. So all we're asking them to do is consider, can they look at this option of a roundabout? As I said at the last meeting, we are not in the top 300 roundabout intersections. They already evaluated the Hartford and Eastern Connection. We're not in that top 300. So something has to be done to move traffic. We're either gonna move them this way, and continue with motion, or you're gonna come to stop light, with turning lanes. Because again, the current traffic pattern and signalization doesn't work. As I said in the last meeting, we didn't know what was gonna happen after COVID. People were working at home. Well, we've seen it. Traffic has increased 38% since COVID. So people are not staying home. The people didn't know what the impact of traffic was going to be. Well, we're 5 years out. Traffic's increased. So this intersection's traffic has increased 38% since 2018. Again, most of it is people accessing Route 2, one way or the other. So you're going to have to meet after Marlboro Day and request David to send a letter to DOT. Just again, all we're asking him to do is in your design work, at least give this as an option. They may say no, they may say yes, you just don't.
Will we do that
I
tonight?
was gonna say, yes, I was gonna suggest that we do that tonight.
Yes.
To get the ball rolling. We're not agreeing to anything, we're just looking for.
Right.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we have David write a letter to DOT, asking them if they would consider a roundabout for intersection of Route 66 and the main streets.
Second.
Any other discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you, for Marlboro Day, give us,
Yeah.
not only that, but also the data of how many cars go through that intersection? Thank you. Great. David, your updates.
Yes. There has been much, discussion regarding, North Main Street and signage and speed cameras and reckless driving and that. I would like to share that, a resident, of North Main Street, was obeying the speed limit, coming up toward Town Hall, and was very aggressively passed by another vehicle across the double yellow line. Thankfully, the individual had a high quality dash cam. That individual shared the video with us. We forwarded it to Troop K, and they hand delivered a reckless driving ticket for 1,561.
Perfect.
So everyone go get dash cams. No, I'm just kidding. How big? Yeah, I didn't say that. The paving on Fuller and Myrna is complete except for some of the handwork along the curb and the driveway aprons. They are coming back the week of the 28th to finish that handwork. What I was told is that the company that we contracted with has 8 road crews and only one of them does the handwork. So it's often kind of a delay for that last piece of the project. We had a very successful movie night on Saturday. Louise there, and I brought 2 of my
This
kids.
is the picture. It was a blow up screen.
And there were, by my count, between 60 and 70 people there, which I think is really good, especially for August, when a lot of people are still traveling and trying to fit, one more vacation, and of course, school starts. There will be another movie in September, and I'm optimistic that we will get an even better show. Marlboro Day is on Sunday. Look forward to seeing you all there. And then also wanted to share with you that today I received a check from PERMA, which is our insurance company. It is the member equity distribution. Basically, after they close their books and realize that claims were significantly below the premium charge, they typically give back, what they call a member equity distribution. We received a check this afternoon for $11,863, which that's nuts. That's all we have for tonight.
Okay. Selectmen updates, does anybody have anything precisely? Okay, just a reminder that this Friday night at the Marble Arts Center is the 4th Friday. Pageant's tenant. I'm gonna have to introduce them, so I have to figure out what they are. But then remember that, the Marble Arts Center received a grant from the Harvard Foundation of Public Giving, so there is no charge to you to come to listen. They're gonna do that for a year.
So wait, so this whole year, people don't have to pay to go to, oh, how wonderful.
We did put a donation jar out last time that we actually made quite a bit of money. A lot of people threw in their.
Did you put that in the River East? I just-
Joan Lester had put it in, I suggested that they need to do it each time that they're.
Do it again,
performing,
yeah.
to remind people that this is
Mhm.
our gift to the community,
Right.
or, we've done this for 15 years now. Senior Center, I had mentioned this last time for Marlboro Day, one is gonna have the
The human slot machine.
human slot machine, and she's looking for people to
I
come for an
volunteer.
hour.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular hour that you're willing to? Have you told her?
Yeah, she knows. I have to find my hours. Okay.
And I asked anybody else that plans to volunteer, if you would let her know what hour you're available, that would be nice.
She's only got a couple hours left, and I know it's gonna be after 2.
Okay. She's also doing a walk to end Alzheimer's. On October 9th at Richard Field, they're going to have a walk. And she's formed a team. The team Shoshana. For those of us who have been affected by Alzheimer's with our families, it's an important day. She's looking for people to either contribute, to come and walk, to come and cheer, somehow get involved. And if you're interested in doing so, please contact her at the senior center.
What's the date of that?
October 9th. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday or Sunday, I think. It starts at, we have like an opening at 10 o'clock. The walk starts somewhere around 10:30 or 11. But I have a flyer at home. She's got flyers at the senior center. Hopefully some will be distributed. I mentioned to Peter today when he sent us a letter about the weeds in the lake. I've been getting a lot of complaints about the weeds in the lake. I'm complaining too because there's weeds in the lake. His correspondence to us basically said that because of the heavy rain in the spring and then no rain and heat and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, this is a common occurrence, but it's going to be looked into a little bit more carefully. I'm noticing that there's far less boat traffic because colors are getting entwined with the weeds. Swimmers are swimming farther out because they can't swim closer to the shore. Same with paddle boarders, kayakers. Um, Since our lake is probably the most important asset in this town, I'm encouraging Peter to, let's get on top of this and see if there's anything that we can do right now. Friends have said that the lake waters are pristine, but we have a lot of weeds growing, and whether they're hydrilla or something else.
Deb, how many years ago did we hire someone to take care of the weeds? How long
A
ago?
3-year
That
program.
was 3 years ago?
No, it ran for 3 years.
Oh, it ran for 3 years.
Took 3 years.
Okay.
How long ago was that? Do you remember? Maybe 4 or 5
I don't
years.
know, but I've been hearing that,
It was before the pandemic.
I've been hearing that there was no money put in the budget to do it.
Okay.
And that concerns me because we don't want something like this to get out of hand, because then we'll really have a problem. So he's supposed to get back to us. It's being tested. Let's see what happens. I think that's it for me. Anybody else? No? Okay. Department records. You've got the munis reports, and I'm not sure if anybody has, I mean, we're just starting a year, but I have two pages I wanted to ask a question about in the expenses, if I may. If you go to page 4, under appointed personnel, there is personal mileage, where 100% of the money has been used. Now, it's only $277.20, but I'm sure that's how 100% could be used already. See that towards the bottom?
Where is it?
On page 4, of the expenses.
Second to the bottom.
Yeah,
Second to the bottom, personal mileage.
I got more here.
Oh, 19.
Just curious
So what comes after the break?
how that
On
could
page, 25 of the 43. but
Page 4
was the-
be.
25 or 43. Yeah, I got,
Like page 4.
I got you.
Yeah, no, I see it. I mean, what it is the appropriation was 0. They've reimbursed mileage for 277. So the available budget is negative 277. It shows 100% because 100% was 0.
Right. So there was no money put in there, but you've expended $277 in the first.
So I am,
It's under appointed personnel.
no, I see it. What I'm looking for is any other line, because I know that we did budget for mileage reimbursement. And so I will work with Karen to make sure that either that is attributed to the line that we budgeted for, or, I think that this is an accounting issue, not a, oops, we forgot to budget. But I know that we put mileage reimbursement in the budget.
I knew too, yeah, that's why I'm curious to know where it's supposed to be. The other question is in the senior center, which is page 28 of 43. The technical and hardware and the facilities operation. Really mostly concerned about the facilities operations. We had budgeted 10,000. We have 15,000 plus encumbrances. What are the encumbrances for?
That is to repair the HVAC.
That's HVAC, okay. And the technical and hardware, which is 2 above that. Do we know why there's an overage already?
I will find out. Because,
we got new locks.
well, we got the Knox
Yeah,
box,
yeah.
but that's not $2,000.
No, I'm just thinking we might contribute to whatever.
Yeah,
the figure
no,
is.
that would go on there.
Yeah, I was just curious to know if there's what it was.
I will find out exactly what that is.
All right, public comments, you know the drill. Anyone in the room that would like to speak? Karen?
Karen Wilkins, 69 Lake Ridge Drive. One thing is, On the food scrap program, Beth had sent to David and Peter what we thought was the incurred expenses for the year. Because I think there was some discretions in our last meeting here. So if you could just take a look at what the invoices were and that the program was being funded with the NIP program. I think that it would be nice to know that the program has been self-funded by that program and not tax dollars from the town. So if you can just re-examine those expenses. Yeah. And then I just wanted to make a comment on what Ian Karazaka said earlier. There is no code of ethics for, a board of selectmen running for the board of ed at the same time and being on both. But I would ask that the board of selectmen consider a policy so that there's no lack of trust, so that there's no discussions outside of this room that are inappropriate, that are harmful, that are cruel. If the policy could just talk about conflict of interest and recusal based on what your knowledge is as a board for how the Board of Ed and the Board of Selectmen operate from a fiduciary standpoint, from a contractual standpoint, and hopefully the Board of Ed would do the same so that the proper actions can be taken proactively and within the responsibility of the boards.
Thank you. Judy?
Kelly, when Emma, I agree with you. There has to be a point where ethical behavior is followed. There's a conflict of interest, certainly, when you have individuals on the board of selectmen that are going to other select people and discussing things that really are not their wheelhouse, we'll say. For instance, Betty talking to Louise about stepping down and then putting pressure on her saying that she's disappointed and so forth, or Deb saying to Louise she's disappointed in her running. That's unethical. When you tell her that you as a D are going to find a replacement for her, that she must step down. That's unethical. It's not a Republican or Democrat or anything. It's a personal issue that's going on right now. It's disgusting to me that we have all these people trying to get on these boards and commissions and they're being picked apart in the worst possible way. And it's now becoming a chain reaction. Every single time somebody goes up for a board or commission, they're shot down. We rolled out this attendance policy. We showed you was inaccurate about Senna. You're doing it again about Jamie. Jamie was attending. She was doing her thing. She couldn't Zoom in the meeting, so she wasn't attending that. She could Zoom into the board education meetings. Her children are older. I can volunteer for things because my children are older. I don't have little kids to worry about, but people in this town, and the big thing right now is about age. There are younger people with younger kids that are hampered by school activities. Kids get sick. They have sporting events. We have to be more flexible with the people that want to volunteer, or you're going to lose everyone. And the worst thing that the town thinks is that it's all over a certain age. Now, I believe that every board should have an even mix, from young to older, okay? But you don't have younger people coming out. You don't see them volunteering. And this is case in point, part of the issue. There is no leniency for people that have outside interests anymore. You have to change your optics of what you're looking at. It's not back in the 50s and 60s when one person worked and the other one's home by themselves. They have two people working nowadays to support their families. They've got kids they're taking care of. They're shuttling. They've got multiple things going on. You have to change your mindsets. It's not a Republican Democrat thing. It's a common sense thing now. Thank you.
Thank you. Rob?
Rob Polino, 122 Cedar Road. Couple of things. As far as multiple boards goes, if you have the commitment and you have the desire and you have the time, God bless. As many as you can, as long as the charter doesn't tell you any different. And the charter right now Board of Finance and this board, looks like the only two that are problematic. As far as the cameras, when you guys put the cameras in, I was at a meeting and they said there was gonna be a grace period. I don't know if that grace period happened or transpired and it's, that's at the end of it, then, you know, then I can bypass that. But as far as, signage and stuff, I really would have wished you guys would have had David bring you back some options because you just sat there and said, yeah, go with it. And if it turns out that the town doesn't like what he did, then it's on him, not you guys. And so you gave him the carte blanche to go and do it. I would like to see some sort of flashing lights, like, you know, or even a free radar sign like they had on Singer and all, it gets moved around. I personally never agreed with this thing because I don't see why this road is any more important than any other road in this town. I don't like speeding here. I don't like speeding on my road. I don't like speeding anywhere. But this road any more important than mine? I don't think so. I pay the same taxes, same rate that they do. And then lastly, on on these vacancies, I'm gonna say this. I read through that vacancy section of the town charter multiple times. And in there, it looks like she hit all the wickets. She's willing. You didn't give her disqualification. I didn't hear any reason that she was disqualified other than, maybe some attendance, which everybody has attendance issues at some point. So why is she disqualified? I don't know. She's the only candidate that you had on the table. In here, it says best qualified candidate. Being the only candidate, she is the best qualified candidate. So I don't know how you said no to her. That makes no sense to me. Does say that also it should benefit or privilege, how does it say it? For the Republican Party that she came from. The part she's a Republican, replaced by a Republican, brought to you within the 30 days that they wanted by the MRTC. So I don't even see how a no vote could even happen there. Doesn't make any sense to me. One candidate qualified. That's, to me, deserves some explaining. Yeah, so yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Now we know. Ross?
Hi, guys. I would like to thank you for. All right. These are notes about, the stuff we had, that got today. I don't understand the purpose of the road narrowing thing. Is it gonna cause, has been evaluated, is it gonna cause more traffic accidents? Has the project been reviewed by a traffic engineer? How is it gonna affect emergency vehicles, i.e. fire trucks? What, I don't understand the purpose of that. As far as the signage for North Main, the street photo thing there. Some people were talking about it being entrapment. Entrapment what? Because people that have driven that road many times are now required to read traffic signs and obey them. What a revelation. The state has signs off and down Route 2, speed limit 65 miles an hour. You do 70 miles an hour, they give you a ticket. It's not entrapment. So I don't understand the entrapment aspect of, because we have a sign that's been there for 30 years. It said here's the speed limit and you're avoiding it. Not entrapment. All right, one comment about you guys, or Selectman. These are not about politics, not Democrat, like the others talked about, not Democrat, not Republican. This is about improving our town for its residents and the surrounding communities. Politics should be left out of it. Just discuss the topic here. That's it. Weeds in the lake. I'm a retired engineer from Eversource. We have a lake over. They have a lake over in. I forget. Way on the west.
Candlewood.
Huh?
Candlewood.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Over in Candlewood, where they bought a vehicle that actually goes through the lake and looks like a paddle wheel on the back, and it just chunks up all the weeds and puts them on the boat, and then the boat takes them off. Now, I don't know if that's something that's available for us, or if we can even engage Eversource. Maybe they would like to donate some of their time, maybe some of the boat, just to come over here and clear out some of the lake for them, or clear out some of the lake for the community. That might be an option. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? Okay, at this point in time, we need to end the public session because we do have an executive session coming up. So I'm going to, close the public session at 8:27. And now we're making a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion.
The second my motion, okay. Those in favor of going into executive session?
Hi.
Tracy, I'll do the same thing as I did the last time.
I'll see if I can.